That is assault with a deadly weapon. Hardcore assault. Premeditated. And again, you're like, what are you, anti-cops? I'm anti... See how that's mindless? Are you anti-police? What does that mean? Yeah, I'm against the criminal government ordering police to break people's arms, whether I agree with their politics or not. I mean, that's tyranny, man. That's North Korea. In North Korea, if you're not in good standing, they take your passport. You can't travel. It's past the Senate. It's in the House that if they just open a file on you and say you're under investigation, you're not convicted of tax evasion. And I mean, murderers who've gotten out of jail are allowed to travel. That's a right, folks. This is an internal passport. Remember when they said if your state doesn't take the national ID, you won't be allowed to travel into federal buildings, state parks, or across state lines? Remember that? And Ron Paul and others warned people? I cannot even describe to you, I use this word a lot, the magnitude. The magnitude of how much trouble. I just got chills. Folks, we're in a lot of trouble. Do you know where this road leaves? These are really bad people. They don't want to just rob and be boss hogs and in charge. They want total control over your reproductive system, over your land, over your family. You know, take this new thing. In fact, you can show a photo of Mitt Romney's family if you want. Mitt Romney's got 5 sons. What is it, 30-something grandkids? I mean, I forget. It's some giant number. 16 grandkids, I forget. And they have this Democratic consultant, top consultant, saying that she never worked a day in her life. You can just search the photo, the entire family. And I'm not, this is even about Mitt Romney, the globalist, the big banker. The point is that here's a woman with 5 sons, and she said, I chose to stay home with my family. That was my job. And the media and Miss Magazine that was run by the CIA back in the 60s said, women, you're scum if you're at home. So go out and get a job so your kids can be at school full time so the state can be the mommy and the daddy. And now our families are broken up. Society is degenerated in every metric. People are not anywhere as happy as they were in the 50s and 60s. People work longer hours. Women are treated like absolute trash. But they implied women didn't have value if they raised their children. Well, you know what? Most women didn't raise their children because they wrecked the society. Once you get most of the women wanting to work, now everybody's got to pay taxes. The prices change. It killed the old economy we had. And so now, yeah, that's an earlier photo. There's a new one. I saw it all over the news today. It's just everywhere. Just type in Romney family. They're all wearing blue striped shirts. It doesn't matter. The TV part of this show is such a small part. And then it ends up dominating everything because I'm always over there looking at it and wanting to document everything for people that are watching on Prisonplanet.tv. The nightly news, it's all about TV and TV only. And we sit here on the fly, showing people the information, and sometimes it, causes hiccups here. But, my point is that it's good, though, because even though the TV audience is a fraction of the millions of radio listeners, it creates a documented record of everything I'm talking about. So that's a good aspect or dimension to what we do here on air. Now, getting back to this Mitt Romney situation, America's woken up to a great extent. America overall is becoming more libertarian, more constitutional, more mistrustful of government than it's been in its entire history since our founding. All the studies and polls show that. 9% approval rating for Congress. Abortion is now overwhelmingly unpopular. In fact, the numbers have basically flipped, depending on which study you look at. It's roughly 60-something% were for abortion when they did Roe v. Wade, being told it was just a blob and wasn't human. And the media was able to sell that with the trust they still had. Now it's 65 to 70% against abortion. And with young people, I've seen numbers of over 90%. So the globalists are desperate to get all this through right now because they're control freaks. And they hate humanity, they hate life, and they hate you. openly, and they hate our industrial society. So they poison us while posing as the saviors all day. Look at who's saying they're the hero, folks, in the system, and then look at actually what they're doing. Investigate. That's all I'm saying is investigate. Investigate me. Investigate false claims against us. Really investigate. So you find out 99% of stuff is not true about me. Investigate others, though, and investigate yourself. It's so important. And just don't be so trusting, and get your common sense back. Or if you never had it, go read what the Founding Fathers wrote. Go discover common sense, because common sense is re-emerging right now, and the system doesn't like it. But because, 30 years ago, when the CIA, on record, this is now declassified, hired Gloria Steinem to have Miss Magazine, they put her on all the shows, telling women, your husband's a pig, he's a piece of garbage, he hates you, he's suppressing you, he's dominating you, you're going to be happy when you're wearing the pants, make your son sit on the toilet, women should be in frontline combat, men are trash. And women, are you happy now? Do you like what you got? It's cold social engineering to literally destroy the family, and California is set to pass a law banning new construction of single-family homes, just like Germany has now done. You're like, well, that's crazy. That's tyranny. Yeah, it moves real quick. It takes a while to grow. It's kind of like a 14-year-old. People made jokes 4 or 5 years ago when the New York Times came out and said, they're training Boy Scouts to take on disgruntled vets and kill them. And it showed photos of it. I'd already told you that was going on. People didn't believe it, but there it was. Oh, it's wonderful. Scouts trained to fight terror and more. Main mission, killing veterans that won't turn their guns in. First paragraph of the article. People made jokes. Oh, I'd kill those 14-year-olds. Oh, really? You would? You think so? Those 14-year-olds are now 18. The best soldiers are 18 to 20 years old because they're mean, they're young, and they think they're bulletproof. Like a lot of militaries would send 12-year-olds into the particularly deadly missions because they have fun doing it. I remember when I was 13, I was vicious, because I was coming into my manhood and all the synapses were firing. And I was put in positions to be able to explore that, and I loved it, the exhilaration. It's the same thing with tyranny. People are like, oh, that little thing, that's not, now it's big. It's big now. And folks, it's growing fast. It is shedding its skin into the final phase. All right, I got to go to your calls. It's just that they come out now and they say, how pathetic. She never worked a day in her life. Can't believe she's a stay-at-home mom. What a piece of filth, basically. That doesn't work anymore, does it? You know what all these women do who want to be executives? All of them that I've seen. They go out, they're 40 years old, they got the power, they got boy toys, everything. They want a man, they want kids. And then they want to dominate the man still, but then they're not happy in that. And it's not just women. I'm not bashing women. Women and men make the species. We're literally joined. Just like the egg and the sperm join and make the zygote. And then all those calculations. That's magic, ladies and gentlemen. We're the dominant species on this gorgeous planet together. We are humanity. There is no man or woman. And the system wages war against that. Are there things that men do? Yeah, men dominate each other and kill each other. But the point is that we look at this attack. This is an attack on women. This wasn't done to empower women. It's like Edward Bernays put ads in newspapers and paid all the top feminists to smoke cigarettes in newsreels and in radio interviews and prints, and to call it liberty smokes. They knew it caused lung cancer. To march with the cigarettes lit. And all the women ran out and got their cigarettes. How sexy was it when your grandma was all hooked up to those tubes as they were cutting organs out of her from the cigarettes a few years ago? How sexy is Edward Bernays now and Gloria Steinem? Gloria Steinem, she's got a bunch of kids and a man. She likes putting her arm in her husband's arm and walking a step behind him. Women like that. on average, women that are happy. And it's I mean, you ever seen deer? A doe will walk a little bit off behind the buck. Whales do that. It's what mammals do. It's what we do. Women want the smart, dynamic, powerful man. But the media says that they want some little boy toy who's metrosexual and does what he's told. No, that's not what women are looking for. Okay? And so the media puts out this image to the young men. I see the young men imitating it. Act metrosexual, act weak, act stupid, act dumb, act foolish, act like a sitcom character, and you're going to get all the babes. And the guys don't get the babes. It's a subconscious thing. They're not even conscious, most of them. So they act stupider. They act weaker. They act dumber. They act non-committal. They watch more sports. They wear more baseball caps. They act more arrested. And man, that's not what women are looking for. You're a man on a mission who's got things going on. You're thinking about things, and you're not thinking about the skirts. The skirts don't even have to know who you are. They immediately beeline straight at you. And I'm just trying to talk to the men out there. And the feminists would say, don't call women skirts. Well, my goodness. My goddess, whatever. It's a power game. Women want to look good and want to have that power, but they don't want you to point it out. It's all just games. Stop playing the games, women and men. Be the humans you are. Be powerful. Build each other up. So this attempt, you threw the old, it's pathetic. She raised 5 boys and all these grandchildren, and that's the most important job there is. You notice it hadn't been getting done. And it's not just by the women. The men are more to blame in this country for buying into being absent, buying into the gangster culture that it's cool to get women pregnant and then sit back and laugh. That old gangster culture came when the government said, how do we kill these black people and how do we break them down? They got their own businesses. They got their own universities. They're really getting strong. They said, pose as their friends. Give them a Trojan horse, a gift. Tell the women you get money, don't have a man in the house. Then create enmity with others who aren't on welfare, pointing it out. And watch these people and the family disappear. And they've gone to almost, 90+% illegitimacy from 20, 30, 40%. Whites are now following the same line. Everybody else is. They are turning us into mindless jellyfish who don't grow up seeing their dad work hard and be strong and do things that are right. That's what they've done to us. And where mama's not there. The kids are, get home at 6. Mama goes, makes dinner. Daddy makes dinner. Pizza comes, whatever. Do some laundry. Mama's exhausted because it's an unnatural life. It's stressful enough with 3 or 4 kids at home having to run everything. And having to get everything in order. And trying, or to have a little business on the side. That's what women have always traditionally done. But that culture's all gone. Where daddy gives mama the paycheck and she handles the banking and runs the house and mama's the strength of the house and daddy goes out in the world, it's all gone. And what's left of it's being mopped up. And people now, as they see freedom and everything good going down the drain, they're reaching back going, maybe that isn't so bad. See, you don't know what you got till it's gone. I sold everything out for Gloria Steinem and the CIA.